Oscar not being able to compete in the fight?
When we signed a contract that for every pound I have to pay $250,000, and next day I figured out that's happened. But I'm glad that he just posted a video. He's healthy, so I think that fight will happen soon. Lloyd and Triller are talking, so that fight has to happen.
Wait. So you said that in the contract, if you were over the weight,
For every pound I have to
Do you
pay.
think because of that's
I don't know. I just say when you ask me when I find out.
yeah,
After I signed my contract,
that he
I find out next day that the fight doesn't happen. So,
yeah. When was
but
that?
I'm happy he's healthy and he's good. I know this is a very season that a lot of people are losing their loving ones, and I mean this is serious stuff. I think it's, but you asked me the question, I answered your question, and I think what I'm looking for, I think the fans truly wants to see that fight happen.
What day did you find out last week?
It was Friday. Friday.
Wow, Friday.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet. I don't know if it said that it was your trainer that didn't believe it, that he got COVID. Do you not believe that Oscar got COVID?
I will say this. I was just skeptical. Mildly skeptical over the situation. Like you said, he was doing well, and then, one day or another, it seemed rather extreme. That said, I'm a human being. He's a human being. I didn't want to disrespect the man. I just said I'm skeptical. I'm not walking that back. That said, if he was sick, I feel for him. He's got a wife and kids, and I'm glad. As you've seen by his own video, 3 days later, he seems to be very well recovered and in health. So hopefully, we can make that match happen. We'll leave it up to our manager and our team to see where we go. With that later on, it was very disappointing, though. I thought it was a historical event. I thought it was going to be a great event, not only for Oscar, for his fans, for Vitor's fans, for the fans of combat sports altogether, and I was very much looking forward to it. So, yes, I was very disappointed when I got the news.
Then I'm just curious, if I guess, what do you think would be the reason why he pulled out then, if he was, according to you, like, he wasn't honest about it? Do you think he wasn't ready? You guys think
Maybe he
Oscar
wasn't
ready,
prepared. Maybe he decided he didn't need it.
I think you have to ask him that question.
Yeah, you have to ask him that question.
It's like, you ask the question when I find out. I answer you when I find out. A lot of people are skeptical. One thing is we're talking about Holyfield, man. He stepped up. He's for me was an upgrade from business class to first class. He had both gold medal. One is a heavyweight legend. One is the lightweight legend. And I mean, I have respect for both. But remember, I'm jumping into their sport. We're gonna come a time, like I told Lloyd, we have to even the ground. The clinch has to be a little bit on our favor. I think if I could grab them, if I could not even spinning punching because they don't know that, but just let the fight goes, and I think that's why MMA took a lot from boxing because that Mayweather guard, that doesn't exist in MMA. We are very aggressive fighters. We're looking for the fight. And I think when Triller's we will be able to even the ground, and hopefully boxers can step in. I told Coach Derek, it's time for make big fights. Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but no one wants to risk what they have. And I think you cannot be afraid to lose your records, and that thing now become a thing. My record is unbeatable. Fans want to see real action, real fights, and I think that's what I bring. And when the Phenom comes, people love it.
We need to go back to the old school fights,
Yeah.
where as long as the fight was good,
Rocky
the
Marciano.
record didn't necessarily matter. Back in the days, they put people on TV and in pay-per-views not because they had an O, but because they gave a good performance when they fought. And I think that's what Vitor's alluding to. Forget about the O. It's supposed to be about the performance of the night. If you're happy to see a good fight, right? If it's two guys that are 15 and 15, if they had a competitive fight, you're happy to see that. You're not happy to see a guy who's 30 and 0 fighting another guy who's 20 and 0, and it's a boring.
Yeah.
Like,
No. No,
just
boxing.
the clinch, no elbow,
Boxing,
kicks,
no.
just boxing in.
For elbows, knees, this is disgusting.
Right.
We're talking about art.
So just the
It's
clinch.
boxing,
So
just a
dirty-
boxing.
dirty boxing, holding the head
Yeah,
down,
you can
so
be able
like-
to hold the hand or grab the arms, just be more active,
So no referee then.
Yeah, you can have a referee because someone is stalling and holding and someone is hurt, You be able to push your opponent, It's literally how boxing used to be. Boxing used to be that way, The gloves were different. They have, a lot of rounds. And I think it's another thing I think is 12 rounds is too much in the fighter. Is the reason why they have 12 rounds because they're pacing around the rounds. Shorter rounds, put more active, put more action, and people be more entertaining. And at the end of the day, it's all about the fans. And boxing is one of the arts that you got to be skillful to be able to hit and don't get hit. That's the name of the game.
Vitor, have you spoken to Triller or
Yeah.
the commission to kind of get the
Yeah.
ball, the wheels
Yeah,
rolling for this?
that's what I'm looking for. I believe I have the skills to beat any current champion right now in boxing. And like I said, the weight division is another thing. It's too many weight division. Why we don't do? Well, let's meet at 185. Let's meet at 195. Let's stop with this bullshit. 4 pounds, 3 pounds. Hey, I like to fight Canelo. Canelo. He's a Mexican fella. Love to bang. Let's meet at 185. Hopefully that can be done. And like I said, people looking to get more payday. That's what I was telling Lloyd. That's what's have to happen. We have to make the fights that the fans that would be a dream fight. That in your mind you never thought about that fight. So we got to make it happen.
Vitor, a two-part question. One, I kind of see the road to maybe a potential fight with Anderson, and with him being on the co-main event. Is that kind of how you're looking at it as well?
Yeah, he's one of them. We have a lease.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through that lease, man. I'm telling you.
And obviously, when all the MMA fighters switch over to boxing, you guys are at a disadvantage competing with the boxers for the most part, obviously, because that's their sport. Do you think the clinching will level the playing field?
Of course, they boxers no, they don't want to fight us. If imagine if McGregor and Mayweather will fight with that rules, the world would be shocked right there. It's time for us we change the field, and we guys know even Mayweather could not knock out a Disney guy. He could not put him out. And how this that for me is a shame. He lost that fight in the sense of level of fighters. He fought for 12 rounds with you not survive with 12 rounds with an MMA guy, and you never survive. Even with girls, you put the girls, they're gonna go after you. So it's just about skills, and what's the combat sport is great is dream fights. It's about to be made, and that's what we're looking for, to make legacy fights, dream fights, legendary fights. That's what we're looking for right now.
What has this fight week experience been like for you? Like, how do you compare it to other fights you've had in the past?
Just better.
It's better?
Everything you give to me is going to be better. And I made a deal with my wife. Everything that happened in my life, it's my job to transform whatever you give me into a great food. Am I right? You give me the ingredients, I have to make a great food. So you're transforming everything into positivity. That's how the camp works and how we work. We're looking for positivity all the time. And whatever you throw at me, I'm not gonna duck. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna digest. Kind of recycle. Like when you get trash, you put in the recycle, and they come some beautiful stuff. That's how life's supposed to be.
Did you watch Holyfield's workout yesterday?
Yeah, I've been watching his fight.
And what did you think of it?
I think he's a legend, man. He's Holyfield, man. He's a guy, He's like he hits you with one cross, you go bye. So you gotta be. For me, competition it's serious. It's a privilege to be able to step and be able to do a fight with him. And at this moment of my life and of his life, and would be able to cross both sport into boxing and show my skills as a boxer.
And do you think it's fair the criticism Holyfield's kind of receiving for taking this fight at 58? It's not really criticism, but more concern for his.
He got huevos, man. He got big balls. He's the real deal, Holyfield, man. And he loves. He wants to show the people that you're not defined by your age. And that's what I admire Holyfield. He's not defined. Stop defining people how old they are. You guys know the story of many people that at their when they're 60, they have a guy, I'm not going to mention because it's going to be merchandise, free merchandise for him, but he has a chain. At 60 years old, he decided to open up a chain, and now he's one. You guys eat his chicken all over the world. So at 60 years old, he become a billionaire. So and why not? Why you have to put the age? Why we have to put everybody on retirement home and say stay here? Don't. No. You got to think. The problem with the youth is this: the youth think they know too much, and they're so stupid. And the elders, they know a lot. They should teach the youth. So if we can cross the youth with the elders, we're going to have a healthy society. The reason why society is so unhealthy today because everyone is scattered. Everyone has your niche. And everybody say, no, this is good, this is good, this is right, this is wrong. And why we cannot live among each other, thinking differently, it's okay. Me and my wife, I guess everyone has a wife here, and we think different. But doesn't mean I'm going to divorce my wife, I love her. I give my life to her, so that's how we should approach everything.
Hey, Vitor, a lot of fans seeing your workout yesterday feel you're going to hurt Evander. Just curious, like your take on all this, because a lot of people are extremely worried that you are going to hurt Evander.
Listen, man, I'm a man of honor, and like I said, I never step in to hurt someone. That was never my intention, and that will never be my intention. My intention would never to hurt anyone. My intention is to compete at the high level, is to bring entertainment to the high level. My intention has always been, I know some fighters, because it's fight, and that was the first question in my interview. My first interview when I become champion, the guy said, if someone hit your car, what you do? And I told her, so that means if someone hit Pavarotti car, he has to leave his car and sing an opera? Say, you're not defined by what you do, you're defined by who you are. And who I am, I'm a man with my word, I'm a man with respect. I'm a man when I come to the field of competition, I'm competing at the high level, but with respect. And be able to go and compete with Evander, and I know he's in advancing age, but he's in tremendous shape, big, strong, and it's going to be a great competition. And like I said, my intention is never to hurt anyone, it's to win. That's my intention.
To hurt him, but given that his advanced age and he looks a little slow and he's taking a lot of damage, it's like I know you're not going in there to try to hurt him, but you're a strong guy.
That's why we have a referee, and he has a coach in his corner, and his coach wants to pull the fight, or the rules are made, and so be it. To Vitor's point, I don't think most fighters are honorable. They don't go in there to permanently hurt anybody, but he has a job to do. Everybody has a job to do. Like he says, we respect him with honor to everybody, but there is a referee there. There's a commission there. He has a corner. If something was happening to this man in a fight, first and foremost, it's my job first to make sure that he's okay and he can continue in the fight where it happens. So there are safe places, in between that. That responsibility shouldn't be thrown completely on us.
Can't think
You understand what I'm saying?
about that then for both the yous. Obviously, you mentioned earlier that you're honourable, you don't want to hurt Evander, but you also said that Mayweather didn't knock out Disney Kid. We saw Jake Paul against Tyrone Woodley. I mean, that was a little bit of an anticlimax. Tyrone had Jake hurt on the ropes, but didn't jump on him. What can we expect from you then, in terms of the way you're going to approach the fight? Because you said that Mayweather didn't knock out a Disney Kid. You don't want to go in there and hurt Evander.
Mayweather never knocked out nobody, probably his whole career. That's what I'm saying. He's a very great competitor, a great boxer. He's undefeated, but he's not. He doesn't go like Canelo. He doesn't go like So he doesn't go for to get the job done. And when I say it's not to hurt, people use the wrong. It's like we're using the wrong word hurt. Like my son played quarterback. When he got tackled, he got hurt. No, he got tackled. He got sacked. That's his job. And I said, son, I'm sorry, but And when you're too soft on the field, that means you should not play football. You should do something else. You should play golf. But if you don't hit the ball hard, the ball is not going to go to the hole. So you understand? So everything is some word. It's just a knowledge of words and the intention of it. When you hit the baseball, you want a home run. Am I right? You don't want to hit and just. So that's kind of I see the competitive of sport and skill. I go back to skill. And in boxing, you can come from MMA, but if you're a wrestler, you're not gonna have. You're not gonna. It's just you guys carving boxing for so many years. You guys understand rhythm, and that's why we use the word rhythm.
I'd like to point this out too, in talking of like the Paul brother and Floyd Mayweather. You guys have all seen Floyd Mayweather fight over the years, right? You saw what he did in that fight, which was kind of just walk forward, square with his hand. I think the point that people are missing is that's what Floyd wanted to do. You know, actually, Floyd sort of kind of clowned the Paul brother by just doing that. If Floyd is sparring like we're gonna get in this ring now with another real boxer, we're gonna use boxing, art form, skill, technique. Floyd just walked to him like this, and he punched each other. When have you ever seen Floyd Mayweather do that in a real fight? So you have to have certain perspective of what it is that you're watching, right? He really clowned him. If Floyd would have wanted to artistically box, maybe he doesn't stop him because the Paul brother's so big, but technically it would have been more pleasing to your eyes than what you saw. And that's what I think people are more disappointed in. But you have to understand the perspective. Look what he's doing. He was the little guy saying, watch how I do this big guy. Now he's not doing anything. He's walking to him like this. He's not doing anything. So to me, I looked at it and I said, he's throwing with him.
I think as boxing purists, some of us in here, the media and stuff, that when we know it's just a show, and we know that maybe it's just an entertainment value that we're seeing from the two fighters, rather than the fight, if that makes sense. We're not seeing a fight, we're seeing an entertainment where they're putting on a show rather than a fight. So what I was asking Vitor was, can we expect a fight rather than a show?
It's a fight first.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining second. So it's like football. If you see football and no one's scoring touchdown, they're just kind of running the ball, run the time. So it's you have the purpose of it is just go out there and fight, and that's what we're here for. And Evander just taking the last chance. He took in the last week. So you guys are getting this event. Someone is stepping up. And I mean it is part of the job. That's what I love about what MMA was good. They never cancel an event. They just replacing the events. Always continue. It's always the show first, So I'm excited that we'll be able to throw that here in Florida. I thank all the Hard Rock Casino and all the people from Florida, the commissions. We're not letting nobody down. 9/11 is a very important date for us, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Vitor has very good skill, very good technique. I'm very proud of the way he's been training and performing. And what you're going to see is skill. You're going to see skill. You're going to see that where a lot of people, I feel, don't understand how good the man can box. I want him to box. I want him to show people that he can box. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people who say, oh, it's an MMA fighter. There's things that obviously you can't see because of the different disciplines in an MMA fight that an MMA fighter sometimes can't show how good he is a boxer. I said this before in many interviews. If Vitor would have chosen to be a boxer from the beginning, he understands rhythm. I've worked with a few MMA fighters, but Vitor could have been a boxer if he wanted to be, And so first and foremost, he's going to show that to people. He's going to show people that he has boxing skill. It's not just, run across the ring crazy.
What do you make of TITO and Anderson?
It's a very entertaining fight. I think it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, they're both going to come to fight. They don't want to tear their legacy. It's very interesting. And like I said, you have to earn yourself. I tell my kids, one time my son came to me and said, Dad, everything you have is mine. I say, son, I have bad news. Everything I have is mine, and also everything you have is mine. So he says, so seriously? And what about my medals? I say, no, your medals is yours. You earn it. Some things you earn. The problem with fighting, a lot of people are fighting, they're not earned. I respect them. They kind of now, like some guys, they got my respect. But I mean, they have levels, first class, second class, third class in tennis. First class, you play in the ATP. You're not going to play in the ATP. You're not going to play in the NBA because you're a basketball player. You can dunk. That's the thing with fighting. I think is when we see fighters like TITO Ortiz and Anderson Silva, they have legacy. They should be here. You know, when you have Evander and Vitor, they should be here. So they have classes. And now I think it's educating the young generation because we have new consumers, like Lloyd was saying. We have a whole new consumers of people they never bought fight, but now because the TikTokers, the YouTubers, they want to see it. But now they're going to understand what is martial arts, what is fighting, what is behind the man, the myth, you know, what the legacy, a guy from Atlanta, you know, become a gold medal, you know, become the multiple-time champion, beat Tyson twice, and so many stories behind a guy. And that's what's beautiful. To 9/11, we're going to have a legacy event, legends, legendary, you know, so much history, so much to teach, so much to learn from all of us. And I think not just that, Trill is bringing Marvin Gaye back with Snoop. That's something never been done. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to experience the best of boxing. And I call boxing martial arts because it's almost like we have a mix of a lot of legends in there. But I think it's going to be boxing presenting in a different way. And I mean, what Trill is going to bring to you is going to shock your mind. But I will not miss just to be able to watch Marvin Gaye coming back because I think this fight, a lot of people, they're not here today. They would love to go back. I think I will not be surprised. A lot of people will come out of the grave just to watch us box.
And Vitor, what would you say to the fans that are speculating about the whole TRT thing coming into this fight?
You know, it's what I say to the fans is just go take care of your health. You know, take care of what you can control. You know, like I said, in life, it's all about making the right choices for you. And I think is stay healthy, number one, and never cheat the system. You know, you understand that it's when people are trying to do things illegally, it's not a good thing. But stay healthy is very important, and stay, you know, taking care of what you can control versus what other people think, what people say. And like I said, success has two ways. Okay, success creates a great scenario for you that you can bless people, but success creates a lot of hates, a lot of people envy, they don't like, they're going to try to throw things at you. My son was bullying these days about an adult because his skills, you know, he has offers, he has this. So every time someone has success, people are going to try to throw things at him. That's what they did to Jesus. See, the beauty of life is like never let them become your attention. Your attention is into blessing. So I think it's through the word called LOVE, love, we can do all things. And I think, and that's what we need today.